Ever wondered why some people seem to move forward in life while others seem stuck in a rut? Well, today we're diving into the world of habits. Now, habits, they're the invisible architects of our lives, shaping our days, our years, and ultimately our destiny. Some habits propel us towards success, while others, well, they can keep us tethered to the same spot like an old rusty anchor. And it's these anchors we're going to talk about today. We're going to explore 10 habits that may be holding you back, preventing you from reaching your full potential and keeping your life from moving forward. These are the habits you need to recognize, to understand, and most importantly, to ditch. So, as we embark on this journey of self-improvement and growth, I have just one question for you. So, are you ready to discover the habits you need to ditch for a better life? Starting with habit number 1, procrastination. It's that cunning thief that swipes away your most precious asset, time. Picture this. You have a project to complete, a goal to achieve, but you keep saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." Suddenly, tomorrow becomes a week, a month, even a year. And that project, that goal, it remains untouched, unfulfilled. Procrastination holds you back, delaying your progress and often extinguishing the spark of your dreams. Consider the world's great achievers. Do you think they reached their pinnacles by putting things off? Unlikely. They recognized the value of each minute, each moment, and they acted. They moved forward, even when the path was steep, even when the journey was hard. They didn't let procrastination rob them of their potential. Remember, time waits for no one. Don't let procrastination steal your potential. Moving on to habit number 2, negativity. This habit can be a stealthy saboteur. It creeps in subtly, often unnoticed, yet its impact is profound. Negative thoughts and attitudes create an environment in which progress is stunted. They drain your energy, divert your focus, and distort your perspective. It's like trying to run a marathon with a heavy backpack. It weighs you down, making every step seem harder than it should be. Consider this. If you're constantly telling yourself that you can't do something, you're setting yourself up for failure before you even begin. Your mind believes what you tell it and your actions follow suit. That's the power of negativity. But here's the good news. You have the ability to change your mindset, to switch from pessimism to optimism. Remember, your thoughts have a significant influence on your actions and consequently, your life. Stay positive. Your mindset determines your reality. Scene script. Habit number 3, lack of planning. Just as a ship needs a compass to find its way through the vast ocean, we need planning to navigate the sea of life. Without it, we are like a ship adrift, tossed around by the waves of circumstance and chance. A lack of planning leads to unproductivity, missed opportunities, and ultimately regret. Think about it. Would you start a road trip without a map or a destination in mind? Of course not. Similarly, setting clear goals and developing a detailed plan to reach them is crucial for success. When we plan, we are creating a roadmap for our life. It gives us direction and helps us focus our energy where it matters most. Planning isn't just about long-term goals, though. It also involves organizing our day-to-day activities and tasks efficiently. By doing so, we maximize our productivity and ensure that we are making the most of our time. Remember, failing to plan is planning to fail. Next up is habit number 4, ignoring self-care. Now this one's a biggie. Sure, we all have busy schedules, and yes, we're often chasing deadlines, but guess what? Ignoring self-care is like ignoring the engine light on your car. It might not seem important in the moment, but give it time and you'll start to see the effects. When we neglect our own needs, we're not just affecting our physical health, our mental and emotional well-being take a hit as well. It's a bit like trying to run a marathon without training. You might be able to push through the first few miles, but eventually you're going to hit a wall. So, remember to set aside time for yourself. Whether it's a relaxing bath, a good book, or a quiet walk in the park, it's important to recharge your batteries because after all, you can't pour from an empty cup, so take care of yourself because you can't pour from an empty cup. Habit number 5, fear of change. This one's a biggie. It's human nature to gravitate towards comfort and familiarity. We like our routines, our cozy little nests. But what happens when that comfort zone becomes a cage? When the fear of change keeps us stuck in situations that are less than fulfilling? Change, my friends, is not the enemy. It's an inevitable part of life. It's the catalyst for growth, the spark that ignites new opportunities. It's the butterfly emerging from the cocoon, the flower blooming from the bud. But fear can be paralyzing. It can keep us tethered to the ground when we were meant to soar. It can blind us to the possibilities that lie just beyond our comfort zone. But the beauty of fear is that it's a choice. We can choose to let it control us, or we can choose to face it, to challenge it, to conquer it. Embrace change. It's the only constant in life. Moving on to habit number 6, overcommitment. Overcommitment is like a double-edged sword. On one side, it shows your enthusiasm and dedication. But on the flip side, it can lead to stress and burnout. It's like trying to juggle too many balls at once. Eventually, one or more are bound to drop. When you overcommit, you stretch yourself thin. You might be able to keep up with the pace for a while, but in the long run, it's not sustainable. It leads to a drop in the quality of your work, affects your health, and can cause you to lose sight of your goals. The key here is balance. It's about knowing your limits and understanding that it's okay not to do everything. Prioritize tasks that align with your goals and values. Remember, it's not about doing more, but doing better. Learn to say no. It's better to do a few things well than many things poorly. Habit number 7, lack of persistence. A familiar trait we've all exhibited at one point or another. It's that voice in your head that tells you to quit when the going gets tough. But let's consider something. Imagine if Thomas Edison had given up after his first few failed attempts at inventing the light bulb, or if J.K. Rowling had thrown in the towel after being rejected by 12 publishers. Lack of persistence can be a significant roadblock on the path to achieving long-term goals. It's crucial to understand that success is rarely instantaneous. It's the result of consistent effort and determination, of pushing through the challenges and setbacks. It's about getting back up every time you fall and never losing sight of your objectives. In the grand scheme of things, persistence outweighs talent, intelligence, and even luck. It's the fuel that drives progress and innovation, so keep pushing, keep striving, and never give up. Persistence is key. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Habit number 8, not learning from mistakes. We all make mistakes. It's an inevitable part of life. But the real problem arises when we don't take the time to learn from those mistakes. When we repeat the same errors over and over, we're not just stalling our progress, we're actively moving backward. Think of each mistake as a stepping stone on the path to success. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. Each misstep brings us one step closer to our goals, but only if we take the time to understand what went wrong and how we can prevent it from happening again. Not learning from our mistakes is like running on a treadmill. You're putting in all this effort, but you're not actually getting anywhere, so the next time you stumble, don't just brush it off. Take the time to reflect, to learn, and to grow. Mistakes are lessons. Learn from them and move forward. Next is habit number 9, living in the past. It's a habit that holds us back, shackling us to old memories and actions, preventing us from moving forward. The past can be a comfortable place filled with familiar faces and events, but it's also a place where growth is stagnant. Dwelling on past mistakes, on past failures, does nothing but create a cycle of regret and self-doubt. It keeps us from learning, from growing, from becoming the best version of ourselves. Instead of focusing on what was, we need to shift our focus to what is and what can be. Imagine if a caterpillar refused to leave its cocoon, too comfortable in its past form to embrace the beauty of transformation. It would never experience the freedom of flight, the joy of fluttering in the sun. Just like that caterpillar, we too must shed our past to embrace our future. The past is a place of reference, not residence. Focus on the present. Finally, habit number 10, comparing yourself to others. This is a trap many of us fall into, often without even realizing it. We live in a world where comparison is as natural as breathing, thanks to our ever-connected lives. Social media platforms, for instance, can make it seem like everyone else is living a more glamorous, successful, or happy life. But here's the truth. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing apples to oranges. It can lead to unnecessary stress, a lack of self-esteem, and even a hindrance to your self-improvement journey. Think about it this way. Every person is on a different path with different experiences, different challenges, and different victories. When you compare, you're only seeing a snapshot of their journey, not the whole picture. So instead of comparing, focus on your own growth and progress. Your journey is unique. Focus on bettering yourself, not on being better than others. So there you have it, the 10 habits to avoid for a better life. To recap, we've journeyed through the pitfalls of procrastination, negativity, and lack of planning. We've explored the dangers of ignoring self-care and succumbing to the fear of change. We've also delved into the downsides of overcommitment, lack of persistence, and not learning from our mistakes. We've underscored the harm in living in the past and comparing ourselves to others. Each of these habits, if left unchecked, can stagnate our growth and hinder our progress. But the good news is, we have the power to change. By consciously choosing to steer clear of these habits, we can foster a healthier, more productive life. It won't be easy, but remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, are you ready to take that step? Remember, change starts with you. Ditch these habits and see the change in your life.